Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
What caused the ground to shift here in southwest Detroit? They're starting to dig to look for clues. The defenders are digging to look for answers.
Shutdown averted for now. The House and Senate passed bills to keep the government open, but there is a bigger issue looming right around the corner.
But first, hugs and tears of joy. After 15 years behind bars, Juwan is a free man and will not face a second trial. Today's decision by an Oakland County judge comes after prosecutors say there was insufficient evidence to tie him to the crime.
They also say the investigation was compromised by misconduct. Tonight, he's a free man. Larry Spruill was in Pontiac for today's hearing and for the big moment when he got his first breath of freedom after so many years.
Good evening, Devin and Kimberly. I talked to both Juwan and the prosecutor's office, and the moment he walked out of these doors right here, Juwan tells me that he always knew this moment was coming. Meanwhile, the prosecutor's office says she had to do the right thing.
It was the right thing to do. It wasn't the easiest thing to do by any means, but it was the right thing to do.
That right thing happened inside of this Oakland County courthouse Thursday morning.
On behalf of the people of the state of Michigan, I'm formally dismissing the charges against Mr. Deering and ask that you order his immediate release.
For 15 years, 50-year-old Juwan Deering has been waiting for this very moment. He walked into court shackled at the waist, but in less than 10 minutes, a judge agreed with the prosecutor and released him as a free man with no restraints. Oakland County Prosecutor Karen McDonald says her office learned Deering did not receive due process during his trial in 2006.
The critical fact here is that none of this would have been discovered without turning over private, confidential notes that the prosecutor's office made in our internal memos.
In 2006, a jury convicted him of murder for a house fire in Royal Oak Township that killed 5 children. That conviction came mostly from 3 jailhouse informants who testified against Deering. Also, evidence showed that the 3 informants asked for favors from the prosecutors who were on this case before McDonald in exchange for their testimony. Thursday, that wrong was made right. Deering walked out of these doors a free man, right into his daughter Deja Deering Poole's arms.
It feels great. I'm ecstatic and I'm really, really, really happy. I couldn't be no happier. This sun couldn't shine not a brighter day. For all those in the same positions, keep fighting. And remember that God is the ultimate decision maker, and that, one day you'll be free as well.
And so I did ask Juwan what is going to be the first thing that he does now that he is a free man. He tells me that he is going to get something to eat. But you have to imagine what happens now. There's a whole new life that he has to get adjusted to. Well, there is a group of men who was in a similar situation as him. They say they're going to help him get used to his new life. I'm working on that part of the story. All new tonight at 6. We're live in Pontiac. Larry Spruill, Local 4.
It's quite a day, Larry. Now, the prosecutor there mentioned the jailhouse informants. What do we know about them?
Well, Devin, we do know that these jailhouse informants, they also testified in other cases as well. So they are looking at those cases to see if they would have to investigate some more as when it comes to charges against the old prosecutors team who was on Juwan's case. Yeah. She says there's a possibility that they will also face criminal charges as well. So this story is not over just yet.
So right. All right, Larry. Now to a warning tonight from Livingston County about possible coronavirus exposure at a big event less than 2 weeks ago.
Around 20,000 people attended a Luke Bryan concert near Fowlerville. This was on Saturday, September 18th. So far, 27 people who were there have tested positive. So that leads officials to believe others may have been exposed. Health Department is encouraging all concert attendees to get a COVID-19 test, regardless of vaccination status.
Now to Washington, where a short-term bill to avoid a government shutdown has now passed the House after earlier passing the Senate. Yeah,
and it now heads to the president's desk for his signature. But while the crisis may be temporarily averted, there's bigger issues looming right around the corner. Alice Barr is in Washington tonight.
Good evening. It's a last-minute scramble on Capitol Hill as Democrats try to get on the same page to deliver the agenda their party leader, President Biden, has been promising.
On this vote, the yeas are 254, the nays are 175. The motion is adopted.
Government shutdown averted with just hours to go before a midnight deadline. Both the House and Senate approving a deal to fund the federal government through early December.
That will eliminate the possibility of a government shutdown tonight.
But the agreement does not stave off another looming crisis, a potential default on the nation's debt.
It would be catastrophic for the economy
if Congress doesn't raise the country's borrowing limit by October 18th. House Democrats already approved a measure to do that.
The bill is passed.
It's unclear if the Senate will do the same. Republicans are trying to force Democrats to increase the debt limit alone in protest of their multi-trillion-dollar spending plans.
But what they want to do is restructure and transform America.
The Democrats' agenda now in real jeopardy.
We are proceeding in a very positive way.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi still planning to hold a vote today on the trillion-dollar infrastructure bill that passed the Senate with bipartisan support. But opposition from progressive Democrats is mounting as a deal remains elusive on a larger package funneling up to $3.5 trillion into health care, education, and climate programs.
Look, we are in the same place we've always been. We put out an offer for $3.5 trillion.
Key moderate Senator Joe Manchin revealing publicly today his top-line number is a much lower $1.5 trillion.
I think there's many ways to get to where they want to, just not in everything at one time.
A high-stakes standoff within the Democratic Party, with President Biden's top legislative priorities hanging in the balance.
Looking ahead to the upcoming debt ceiling fight, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said today going into default would mean interruptions in Social Security payments and soldiers' paychecks, as well as a likely spike in interest rates. If Congress does act in time, she said she expects the economy to keep recovering and return to full employment next year. In Washington, Alice Barr, Local 4.
Okay, Alice, thank you. And be sure to tune in tonight for NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt at 6:30. They'll have complete coverage of today's votes and where things stand on negotiations to keep the U.S. from defaulting on its debts.
Let's turn to the weather. Another picture-perfect day. This has been a great streak.
Really, really lovely. Let's get over to Paul here on a Thursday. So how's the weekend looking?
I tell you, the whole week long, you've been saying another picture-perfect day. Let's go to Paul. I mean, this is great. Look at blue sky out there. What a fantastic day. That's a great shot from our Mount Clemens sky cam. Most of us are in the low 70s right now. Some of you near the water are in the mid to upper 60s. But again, with all the sunshine, that does not diminish from what is a glorious day. Almost nothing to show you on the satellite here. We're high and dry. A few thin clouds that you can't see here. Other than that, we are dry, calm, just beautiful through the evening hours. Temperatures falling through the 60s. You're going to be out late tonight, meaning like 11, 12 o'clock, finally dropping into the 50s. Now, our weather impacts for the next few days, well, they're low Friday and they're low Saturday. It's not till Saturday night that things start changing. So I'm going to have the timetable on the incoming rain and then more on what's coming after that in just a few minutes, guys.
All right, Paul. Nearly 3 weeks ago, the ground in southwest Detroit heaved into the air. It buckled the road, destroyed buildings, and left a lot of questions as to what caused it. Today, still no clear answer as crews began digging at the site. Defender Sean Lay is live there right now. What are we hearing now, Sean, this long after it first happened?
You know, the Defenders finding out one cause here, that's abnormal soft ground. The city says that's what making this area unstable here, abnormal soft ground. But finding out why the ground is so soft underneath the surface here, that was the focus of a big dig here as we also continue to dig for answers.
Over there, somewhere the earth gave out and it spread out, and it knocked the building off its foundation and pushed the street up.
From his home, Bernard Japotis has a front row seat to the investigation into a massive ground shift that caused Dearborn Street to buckle. He also noticed that large piles of iron and metal at the scrapyard right next to the ground shift seems to have sunk.
That the pile was like this high, and the next day it was this high. So it pushed down.
Bernard is not far off finding what caused the ground to shift that knocked a building off its foundation. Is there a cause yet to all this?
Well, what we do know, what we can say is that the ground is soft.
Hakeem Berry is Detroit's chief operating officer. He's in charge of finding out the cause, cure, and where this might happen again. Mayor Duggan pointed to weight on top of that soft ground, and you can see weight everywhere you look here. Heavy trucks run nonstop. Materials at Fort Iron and Metal nearby are piled high. And we see the weight all around us. Is that playing a role?
Well, we think that's a victim of the soft ground as well.
Not a cause, but a victim.
It's a victim. So you can build a building on soft ground, but you just have to know you're building on soft ground.
If I lived right near here and the ground is soft right there, should I worry?
You know, that's one of the things that we want to find out, and mainly want to see what causes the conditions. If I live in this area, I will probably watch and make sure that I don't see any anomalies in my home.
Back here live, Hakeem Berry also telling us no evacuations or planned evacuations are in store for this area while the investigation continues. The city is also looking at limiting weight, bulk weight all over the city, like facilities like the one we're right next to here, and even city facilities where there is bulk material. They're going to look at possible restrictions there as the investigation into why the ground is soft here continues. Devin, Kimberly, back to you.
It's interesting, Sean. We saw there a lot of, I guess, what you'd call careful digging in that area under Dearborn Street.
We got pretty close to that. It's extremely careful because the ground is soft. They don't want another collapse or shift of the ground. Also interesting, every piece of concrete the city says that gets lifted, they find different old and new utilities down there that aren't on the maps. They got to map all that out, go in, find out why the soft is ground, see if there's why the ground is soft, see if there's any repairs, and then start thinking about repairing the street after all of that.
Yeah. All right, Sean, we'll stay on it.
City of Detroit is rolling out a program to raise property values for longtime homeowners. It's called Renew Detroit. The $30 million program will fund home repairs for low-income seniors and people with disabilities. It will help the city expand a current program to help up to 750 homes per year. You must be 62 years of age or older, or you can be any age if you have a disability. You need to already have a poverty exemption on your property taxes. First phase of the program will be repairing roofs.
We're going to triple the amount of money that is going to low-income homeowners in the city of Detroit to repair their homes. This is going to raise the housing stock and raise neighborhood values all across the city.
The money is coming from the Biden administration's American Rescue Plan. Applications open tomorrow and run through October 31st. We have all the information you need to know on our website on how to apply. Just go to clickondetroit.com.
Shows just how quickly bad things can happen.
That's right. Brand new security camera video of an armed robbery at a gas station and what Detroit police hope you might recognize.
Sexual assault survivors speaking directly to lawmakers today, hoping to make big changes when it comes to when and who they can bring to court.
Now I feel a deep shame because there were Michigan personnel who knew about this abuse, what seemed like routine checkups.
Coming up here, their emotional testimony and what it has to do with the future of potential lawsuits against the University of Michigan.
But first, the special reason why a Beaumont doctor rolled up his sleeve and got his booster shot. We'll have that next.